I'm not going to get into the stories, but this kid had a rough time growing up and finding herself. And this guy over here helped her find herself in a big way, recognized her intelligence. Anyway, Jennifer will speak for herself in her poetry. Jennifer Polimas.
Thank you. Thank you, Alan. Thank you all for coming here today to support us and to enjoy, hopefully. And special thanks to my friends and family who traveled far to come support me. You guys are awesome. Awesome. You probably have poems about you in the next book. But I'm gonna stand and or move around a little bit. I feel more connected when I don't have the lectern in between me and you guys. So if it's okay, I'm gonna wander a bit. And also, I'm perfectly fine with you guys waiting to clap until the end. Don't feel pressured to clap in. So I'm gonna read from my book that Alan published, Her Believing Heart. And there's 6 sections in the book. There's family, women, men, one man in particular. I am, and we are. So I'm gonna read like 1 or 2 poems from each section. So I'll read from the first 3 sections, and then you guys read, then I'll read the rest. But the first section, family, I'll read the first poem in that section called A Family Narrative. Grandfather Wilfred shot his father while hunting. He dried up that day. Grandfather Wilfred loved my mother Alice June, only touched her once. Grandmother Irma tied Mom to a kitchen chair with a tea towel. Grandparents carry family sins, hand them down like undarned wool socks. Dad smuggled ration coupons and dirty carpets on his bicycle. 1936 was a hard time for little boys looking for work. He did not know the tickets were there, just took his pay and pedaled hard. Mom would leave her 4-year-old girl with newborn twins. Diapers are tricky. Parents pass on sins of families. I open my mouth wide and bite. Now I sell checking accounts to people who think they come with no fees. Dad is so proud of me for surviving mergers to save customers. He does not know that every night I go home and burn my left breast. Children gobble down family stories. Wide-eyed, we parrot them back. And these 2 are from the section Women. The first one is titled Cat Puzzle. Fran fans her hand through puzzle pieces in a box on a table in the community dining room. She is so small compared to the other patients who stop by to place a piece or 2. The table is too damn small, she says in group therapy, like my window ledge above the kitchen sink. This is where her cat Reader folded his black body and tucked white paws on sunny days. The edges are almost done, and she sips tepid water from a clear plastic bottle, trying to cool down from her walk after lunch. Sweat dampens her short silver hair at her temple innate, turning it a gleaming gray, like polished granite. Her legs echo the shape of a dancer's. Sometimes Michael sits with her and sorts pieces by color. He's from Italy. She likes that. Her eyes glide back and forth over the emerging picture of cats the same way she used to look for Reader's tail as he hid under the bed in the front room. This one looks just like his eye, she whispers to herself. she holds it tightly for many minutes. And the second one in this section, Women, the title is called Home. I sit on a toilet in a stall exactly the same as the 9 others in this women's restroom, exactly the same as the 3 women's restrooms on this hospital floor, exactly the same as the 40 other women's restrooms in this hospital building, exactly the same as the hundreds of women's restrooms on this hospital campus, this mecca of health and death for thousands of American veterans. On the back of this stall door is a blood red flyer trying to convince women they deserve a healthy relationship. There are 10 tear-off tabs on the bottom of the flyer with the number of the National Domestic Violence Hotline. And they all were called home. June ripped the first one from its place that seemed forever far away. She snatched it like a frightened mouse, taking a long tear up the side of the flyer and stuffed it into the left hip pocket of her purple scrubs on her way back to the radiology department, where she registers another quivering old man who struggles to hold still for his MRI. And they all were called home. Tamika carefully removed the second tab for her mother, and the third, a bit more roughly, for herself, and for her daughter, and for generations to come, for the splendid, empty-eyed women marching in the past, forever marching until the beat of their feet drove Tamika sane. And they all were called home. And the fourth one, that one was removed from the far side with determination, even reverence. She is an artist. Her father rescued an orphan in Saigon and felt his wife's last breath in his face, with his hands crushing her bursting silent throat. This artist, this goddess, this witch, this queen, took the far right tab from every stall, in every women's bathroom, on every floor, in every building on that hospital campus. She worked with feverish, orgasmic energy, the most powerful energy of all, the energy of creation. She laid and pressed and folded and scrunched and pushed and choked and cut and slapped every tear-off tab into her art, her idol, her statement, her scream. And she worshipped it with her sacred circle of women naked in the forest, in the darkness, blessed by fire. And they all were called home. Thank you. I forgot, can you hand me my drink, please? I forgot to get my drink. I know I'm going to need it for these screens, because this section is the hardest one for me to read today. This section is called Men. It's something besides Gatorade in this. But I'm going to read 3 poems out of this section, and each of the 3 poems is for and about one man, and that's Wumpa, Mr. Reason. These are for you and about you.
It's your fault.
Hmm?
It's all your fault.
Fuck you too.
And your skin canoe too.
I just continued to write. Before you, there was Mr. Rogers. 3 years old and toddling at my mother's hem, her swollen, pregnant belly grants me shade from a blistering metropolitan sun. We walk streets that are strange to me, climb stairs I never dreamed existed, and enter a fearsome door that creaks with promises of abandonment. She plopped me down with other diminutive creatures. After not too many minutes, I stopped looking over my left shoulder to comfort myself with her ponderous presence. Too much time, too much passes between alphabet blocks and her and me. She was gone. No surprise to me. Wicked children never get to keep their mummies. Before you came with your growl and itchy hide, Mr. Rogers told me with an even-toned smile that he liked me I was his friend, it was enough. Enough to believe my way to your doorstep. Enough to keep my innocent secrets safe. Enough and breathlessly enough. When I met you, I came to understand neighbor and the puppeteer's magic in the land of make-believe. It was all make-believe until you. This one, thank you.
I don't know what.
Too bad. This one, the title is Hierophant. My dreams are fitful and full of you, with costume parties and roaming down streets in clumps of threes, hurrying home to you before you even arrive. I'm 15 again, sitting in the back of the classroom, writing poems with you, line by torturous, magnificent line. And suddenly politics are urgent, as if the new British were coming, as if AI were a chip in our brains, much more than the tertiary cognition we hold in our hands. And art is the flavor of honey and quinine, forcing us to suck our thumbs and recoil, disgusted. And intellectuals retreat to the dark web, where there is voice and reason spun with tears, and in every birthday wish there are numbers, bell curves, and sacred geometric objects spinning free on X, Y, and Z. And it is all so good. The radiant, voracious smorgasbord of you and me and we. One more for the torture, okay? The title of this is For Boomba. 40 years ago, you gave me a paper bag full of all that life can offer. I squandered it. Not knowing a thin sack of dried wood pulp could hold such wonder, such despair, such promise of something more, something wholly other, something quietly sacred shared between us on this humid Monday, over an invisible wave bounced between steel towers. You do not like that you are dying, and I hate it. And I promise you this day to meet hatred with compassion, greed with generosity, and ignorance with wisdom. I thought to bury the bag with you. I have decided to keep it, to fill it up again with your spirit, the sound of tinkling bells from the caravan that passes below your window one final time. You leave me with stardust in my eyes and hard ripe for harvest. I will eat fruit straight from the vine, warmed by the sun and washed with my tears. Yes, I will bite the flesh deeply, let juices drip from my chin, fatten me for the winter to come, howling and dark and long, and spring will come again. It always does. For this, for all of this, I lift my face in gratitude. I love you, Bonfant, and there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. I'm going to read one poem that's not in the book. I wrote it a couple of weeks ago, and I shared it with Alan, and he goes, "You're going to read that, aren't you?" And I said, "I thought I could only read from the book." "No, you can read whatever you want, so I'm going to read this one. It's called Evanescence. Stop living as if you were not dying every day, some days more than others. We know from 1,000 shining moments how time speeds up and slows down. If we can become familiar with the fact of death, then minutes are enough, even seconds. You say that you're afraid to go, afraid to cease to exist. Open your eyes. You cease to exist every day. Every moment, every time you see the moonlight glance against the mountains, every time someone says, I don't love you anymore, and your heart breaks like a crystal goblet pierced by the rising crescendo of a soprano's voice, every experience leaves you forever changed, always a new creation. Every day, we create the kind of death we will have. Your words ring clear and true, the nutrient-dense bristle of life. So many cast it aside as undesirable, inedible, yet, if eaten, it occupies and sustains us. It gives us strength for another hunt, another kill, another trading of life for life. Yes, death and life lie in each other's arms, exchanging the words of mortal enemies until they realize that they were lovers all along. And then, I don't know if I'm at 15 minutes yet or not, am I? Okay, so, one man in particular, let me tell you. So I'll read 2 poems from that section. This one is called My Offer. Broken things love beauty. The way a deer dies on the road and a sunset explodes red across the sky. The way I smile at you when you're not there, believing you can see me through the darkness that weighs down on my frightened chest, expecting miracles from shards of glass and 3 smooth stones gathered silently from a stream bed. Broken things remember that the right questions are far more important than the wrong answers. That do you love me holds more promise than the answer no, or worse yet, only if. That negative energy is the easiest to detect, and high vibrations are elusive in their vitality. Broken things never miss the innuendo. The way a poem leaves you wanting, like this one. And then the second one, and then I'll turn it back over, is also in the section called Men. The title is Some Things. Some suns rise over worlds we do not yet know, because they blinked out of existence long ago when we flitted through darkness in search of mass and enough gravity to fall. Some dreams die before we can wake them. What begins as erotic climaxes into slaughter and spills over borders into dangerous lands. Some blood forgets how to dance through vessels that branch out to carry life. Once loosed from the body, their stains are like footprints pointing home. Some wounds run too deep for the light to reach them. Those are the scars that fade to invisible and are the softest to touch. Some hearts suddenly remember to beat at the moment of connection between flesh and burning flesh, between eyes and searching eyes, when it is finally safe to breathe. So I'll stop there. I'll read from the last 2 sections. Stories. Thank you.
Just 1 second. Jennifer Polhamus came to Gwynn Park High School, and within the first 3 weeks, there were 5 teachers who decided that this person did not belong in anything like a beautician school. And so we gave her permission to go anywhere she wanted, any room, any time, for as long as she wanted to stay there. And today, if I were to group maybe the 20 top students that I've ever taught and the 20 top ones that needed help, she's in the first 5. And there are some people, as far as talent and effort are concerned, are really important worldwide. So thank you, Pauline, for letting me have you.
Jennifer, man, you make the words come alive. I mean, we worked on this book, and I read the poems, and I recognized they were good poems, but until they're read by you with that passion, they're poems. But when you read them, they take on a life of their own.
Thank you.